Lesson: Proactively managing employment law risks. Proactively managing employment law risks is a critical responsibility for HR leaders aiming to safeguard their organizations against potential legal pitfalls. As employment laws continually evolve, HR professionals must adopt a proactive stance, ensuring compliance and fostering a work environment that minimizes legal exposure. This lesson provides HR leaders with actionable insights, practical tools, and step-by-step frameworks to effectively manage employment law risks, enhancing their proficiency in navigating this complex landscape. One of the most effective ways to manage employment law risks is by implementing a robust risk assessment framework. This involves identifying potential legal risks within the organization, evaluating their likelihood and impact, and prioritizing them based on severity. A practical tool for this is the risk heat map, which visually represents risks in a matrix format, allowing HR leaders to focus on the most pressing issues. By regularly updating the risk heat map, organizations can adapt to changes in legislation, industry standards, and internal operations, thus staying ahead of potential legal challenges. To illustrate the effectiveness of a risk assessment framework, consider a multinational corporation that faced significant legal challenges due to non-compliance with diverse labor laws across its global operations. By adopting a structured risk assessment process, the company was able to identify inconsistencies in its compliance efforts, prioritize risks based on local legal requirements, and allocate resources effectively to address these issues. This proactive approach not only reduced legal exposure, but also improved the organization's reputation as a compliant and ethical employer. Once risks are identified and prioritized, the next step is to develop and implement comprehensive policies and procedures that align with legal requirements. HR leaders should ensure that these policies are clear, concise, and communicated effectively to all employees. A practical framework for policy development is the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, which emphasizes continuous improvement and adaptability. By regularly reviewing and updating policies to reflect legislative changes and organizational needs, HR leaders can ensure ongoing compliance and minimize legal risks. An example of effective policy implementation is seen in a tech company that experienced a significant increase in remote work arrangements. Recognizing the potential legal risks associated with remote work, the HR team developed a remote work policy using the PDCA framework. This policy outlined clear expectations for remote employees, addressed issues such as data security and work hours, and included mechanisms for regular review and updates. As a result, the company was able to mitigate legal risks related to remote work while supporting employee flexibility and productivity. Training and education are crucial components of proactively managing employment law risks. HR leaders should prioritize regular training sessions for both HR staff and employees to ensure a comprehensive understanding of employment laws and organizational policies. An effective training program should utilize a variety of methods, including workshops, e-learning modules, and real-world case studies, to engage participants and reinforce key concepts. Additionally, incorporating scenarios and role-playing exercises can help employees apply their knowledge to practical situations, further reducing the likelihood of legal infractions. A case study highlighting the importance of training is provided by a healthcare organization that faced allegations of workplace discrimination. To address this issue, the HR team implemented a comprehensive diversity and inclusion training program focusing on unconscious bias, cultural competency, and respectful workplace behavior. By equipping employees and managers with the necessary skills and knowledge, the organization not only resolved the immediate legal concerns, but also fostered a more inclusive and harmonious work environment. Monitoring and auditing are essential for ensuring the effectiveness of risk management strategies. HR leaders should establish regular audits of HR practices and compliance efforts, identifying any gaps or areas for improvement. Utilizing technology such as HR analytics and compliance software can streamline the auditing process, providing real-time insights into potential legal risks and enabling prompt corrective actions. Furthermore, establishing a whistleblower policy that encourages employees to report legal concerns without fear of retaliation can serve as an additional layer of protection against legal risks. An example of successful monitoring and auditing is observed in a financial services company that implemented a quarterly audit of its HR practices. By leveraging HR analytics tools, the company was able to identify discrepancies in employee classification, overtime pay, and benefits administration. These insights allowed the HR team to implement corrective measures promptly, ensuring compliance with employment laws and reducing the risk of costly legal disputes. Pause. Finally, HR leaders must foster a culture of compliance and ethics throughout the organization. This involves promoting values such as integrity, transparency, and accountability, and ensuring that these principles are reflected in all aspects of the organization's operations. Leadership commitment is key to establishing this culture, as employees are more likely to adhere to compliance standards when they see leaders modeling ethical behavior. Regular communication and reinforcement of the organization's commitment to compliance can further strengthen this culture, reducing the likelihood of legal violations. In conclusion, proactively managing employment law risks requires a multifaceted approach that combines risk assessment, policy development, training, monitoring, and cultural transformation. By utilizing practical tools and frameworks, HR leaders can effectively navigate the complexities of employment law, safeguarding their organizations against potential legal challenges. The insights and strategies outlined in this lesson provide HR professionals with the knowledge and skills necessary to excel in this critical area of HR leadership. Through continuous learning and adaptation, HR leaders can ensure that their organizations remain compliant and resilient in an ever-changing legal landscape.